Hello YouTubers, hello and welcome back. Sorry it's been a long time since I've made a video. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos and all the rest of it, and lots of films. I've just been taking it easy, getting into unhealthy sleep patterns, and getting up at funny hours doesn't help very much. I decided that enough was enough. I'm going to start getting up at the regular times and going to bed at the right times. But that went all out the window last night when I decided to play my most favourite of all computer games, which is Alien Isolation. I'm addicted to it. I think it's probably one of the best games ever. But anyway, let's get back to this washing machine. This is my washing machine, and it's been a good washing machine. I've had it for about 4, 5, maybe 6 years at a guess, not 100% certain. It's a Beko 6 kilogram A+ A class, and it goes up to 1400 RPM, 1400. Problem with this washing machine is it's not emptying properly, and also the water pump sounds not too healthy, even though it is working. So I've been on the internet and had a look around. I think I'm going to have to contact their parts supplier and keep our fingers crossed that they've got parts for this if we need it. If not, we're stuffed, or we could be stuffed. But it might be something as simple as empty the filter. Now, before this packed up, bearing in mind the filter has never been cleaned in can't tell you when, and I was washing bathroom mats, but I washed all of them at the same time. There's 3 bathroom mats and a toilet mat. I put it onto which was Delicates 40 degrees, because I wanted them nice and clean, but I think they've blocked up the filter. Now, most washing machines has got a filter that you twist and pull out, and you can take off any debris that you find. This filter doesn't do that. Now, the only way I could empty the washing machine was by turning that, you see that at the bottom? Turn that anti-clockwise, and it started emptying, but it was leaking a little bit. I think it's the filter's blocked. So what I'm going to do is disconnect it, see if I can get to the underneath, because all the workings of this, like the motor for the drum, pump, etc., is all underneath. The control box is behind this panel here, just a small panel. So I just thought maybe some of you have had the same problems with the same washing machine. Now, the other thing I found when I took the top off of this is there's a large electrolytic. Ow! Jesus! Oh God, that's still plugged in. I've just been shocked. I haven't had a shock for a while. Oh, I didn't think that was live. That electrolytic is live. Oh dear. I got a shock. Right, okay, this electrolytic is disconnected now. I think it's electrolytic. I just got a nasty shock off it. Is it electrolytic or is it a relay? Well, it could be some kind of a relay, not electrolytic. But anyway, it's supposed to be attached to that white sticky thing, but it's not attached to anything. But it is earthed. So we might have a look at that at some time. So further ado, we'll get the wash machine turned over on its side. We'll have to disconnect everything at the back and turn off the water, and we go from there. But I can't afford to buy another wash machine. That's the trouble. I'm going to have to if it's totally knackered. But I think we might just get away with cleaning the filter, you know. I'll give you the details of the model number and everything in a second. Okay, that's the serial number and the model number, and it's a Beko washing machine. Very, very good washing machine. I'd highly recommend this particular one anyway. Really, really solid, nice working washing machine. Paid a bit of money for it, but I believe that what you pay for what you get. You know, you pay cheap, you get cheap. And this has been excellent. Right, okay, let's get the thing disconnected and turned over on its side. I'll have to turn the water off and see what happens. Right, that cylinder looking thing, that's the pump. So somehow we've got to get at that. There's spring clips holding it on. Don't know where the bolts are, but we'll have a look around and see what we can find. Right, we've taken off the bottom plinth, which is now the top, because it's upside down, and we've got these three screws, 3 screws, 1, 2 and 3. So it looks like if we undo them, we can twist this and it goes round into these slots, and we should be able to pull it out. Now I'm going to try and leave it attached if I can, but just play it by ear. So I'm just going to find the right screwdriver to undo these or loosen them and see where we are. Right, this is what it looks like now out of the case, just attached to the pipes and cables. There's a connector there to the motor. So we're going to have to go and get a big pair of pliers to undo these clips for the hoses, and then we can get the pump out and have a better look at it. See better that way, can't we? Right, we now have our pump disconnected, and this is what I found. Blocked. How on earth is that getting in there? Obviously it's been in a shirt pocket or something. So let's have a look, see what we got here. Bits of plastic. I need something pointy to get in there. Well, having twisted, pulled and tugged and got different tools to help, I have found 3 clips which are used when you buy new shirts, and 2 £2 coins all wedged in there. Let's get the hose out of the way. Now you can see, hey, I'm trying to do 2 jobs on here. There's the thing on the outside, I'm turning it, and now it comes out. See, it wouldn't come out before. It just wouldn't have come out. I thought it was one of those filters that you just twisted to self-clean or something like that, maybe. So this is the reason why we couldn't get it out. No wonder. So the only way of getting this problem solved was to basically take it apart. So now you guys know more about it. When I post this, I'll obviously put the details of the washing machine so you can tell what it is. The part, just zooming on the part details, in case anybody has got problems with the wash machine itself, like the pump maybe. That's the details of the pump. It's a sealed unit by the looks of it. I think it's a sealed unit. Bearings sounded a bit offish with me. Sounded a bit gravelly, if you know what I mean. But it still works. So we'll put it together until it doesn't work, and then that way we can replace whatever parts needs replacing. But yeah, maybe you can get it apart, the motor and the pump part, I don't know. I'm not going to try it. It looks like it could, because there's slots. You could twist this apart. I don't want to break any seal to find out, so if it ain't broken, don't fix it. So we'll get all this back together again and go from there. Fantastic. Right, that's our hoses back on. All we've got to do is put our connector on, not forgetting to put our insulator on. That's to insulate the metal part of the transformer bit that makes up the motor. I presume it's a brushless motor in there, and that's just an insulator, so we need that on. Manufacturers put it on there for a reason, so we're going to do the same. Now we finally got our wire back on again, and the insulator. It took us a while because I was trying to put it in the wrong way around. So I looked at the video and it showed me which way around the socket went, and the plug went into it, as it were. And hey presto, we're in. So now we can bolt it into the wash machine or chassis. Okay, there's our wash machine back up the right way. Now what we're looking for now is, remember when this was put together, it was put together dry and never been used. Now it has been used, so any water has been coming out the bottom. You can see traces of it here, so I want to make sure none of it's got into anything important. And also I keep finding screws. There's another one. There's another screw. No idea where these screws have come from. Oh, there, must have come from here. Because remember, these things vibrate, and I bet that comes from there. Oh, I know, that's the lid. Lid goes on, doesn't it? Right, okay. So we're going to have a break, clean our hands, nice hot cup of tea. Go and put some shoes on because I'm in my socks at the moment and the floor's wet. And then we'll put it all back and try it. Brilliant. I haven't got to buy a new washing machine. That's fantastic news. Fingers crossed though, because we haven't turned it on yet. Right, tomorrow we try it. See if it works. But even if it works, we're not finished, because that cylinder thing, which I now know exactly what it is. It's a electrolytic. It's two electrolytics in one, and it's just waving around loose. And what I'm going to do is, once I know that it works, I'm not going to leave it like that. I'm going to find a way of tying it to the side of the washing machine, even if it means driving 2 holes in and putting cable ties in. I think the cable ties will cut through eventually. What it wants is a metal bracket, which I don't have anything like that. The old-fashioned electrolytic can holders, the ones that clamp around the side of the can and bolt to the side of the chassis underneath, rather from end to end. So that's what I'm after. I'm just going to look out for what I'm after. I've been looking on eBay. There is one available. It was £1.99 and £16 to ship from America or something stupid. That's obviously out of the question. We ain't going to do that. But something will turn up. It's been like that a long time. I've often heard things banging inside. Now I know what it is, we can do something about it. It's an easy fix, it's not difficult, it's just, well, I want to find the right kind of bracket that I can put in. Either that, or if I could come across an old microwave, they usually got that kind of bracket in. But tomorrow's the big day. We'll test this and see if it works. It certainly lights up, and then I'll give the front a bit of a clean. It hasn't been cleaned in a while, about time it was cleaned. So it is Thursday the 21st, and it is 10:30. 10:30. So I was up late last night playing my favourite game, Alien Isolation. Absolutely addicted to that game. Oh, there goes the cat. Right, okay, this is now the next morning. I believe it's the 22nd. I've got me closing. Fingers crossed. Put our powder in. Got it set to 40 cottons. It's on maximum spin. Power on. I think some water might have got in the electronics. That's what I was worried about. I'm pressing start and it's coming up rinse, extra rinse. Oh. Ready. There's something screwy with the buttons. Let's see what happens anyway. Probably when it's drying out. You see, when you turn the washing machine upside down and there's water about, it's, you know, and your electronic panel is on the bottom, it's no guarantee as to whether water's going to get in it or what's going to happen. Well, it's filling up. It's set to extra rinse, but I didn't want extra rinse. Worst comes to worst, we can take the panel out and have a look at it. So what we're doing now is taking the panel out and have a look and see what we can see. Right, so far the panel didn't want to come out very easily, so I thought we'll go for an easier solution, and that is we used some switch cleaner, squirting it in this side. The buttons don't seem to be sticky. I was thinking maybe the buttons were sticking. I'm hoping that is it. I don't think so somehow. Then I used the canned air to blow it around. But I'm going to make a cup of tea. If you're using compressed air, never ever turn something on straight away after you've used it. If there's a spark in there and there's a lot of oxygen in there, or air, or whatever's in that can in there that's inflammable, you'll have a little explosion. So it's best to let it sit for a few minutes. So I'm going to make a cup of tea. I literally just got up, I haven't even had breakfast yet. Curiosity killed a cat, as it were, you know. I think the panel behind here it's kaput. I think it is, but we're not. We need to prove it first. Right, the hardest part was working out how to get these buttons off, because I didn't quite know how it went. They just clip in, both of them. So after pushing and shoving and levering and leveraging, but being careful because this is plastic, to get this out of the frame, I've managed to get it out. So far so good. And my shoulder is going bananas. All this is to save money. If it's a matter of replacing the panel, might work out cheaper than replacing the whole washing machine. Then some might argue, yeah, but it's an old washing machine, what's going to go wrong on it next? Well, when you can't afford to buy a new washing machine and you're on the sick, you have to try and do the best of what you can. Now, these go on the voltage. Sorry, start again. What am I saying? These go on the on and off switch. And I made a note of which way they went, put them together and put masking tape, electrical tape. I'll get my words right in a minute on both of them as to which way they go. And now I'm going to put them together this way around so I know which way around they go, as in orange back and grey, orange towards me and grey towards the washing machine. I don't know what's the matter with me today. So I've just got one more connector to undo and then we can get to the board, but obviously the tray, I mean, I've got soap powder in it and I've got my washing it because I thought this was going to work, you know. So symptoms are, put the start button on and various lights light up on here and rinse extra rather than do what it's supposed to. So obviously something's going on. So I'm hoping water's got into it. Electronically, can I fix this? Probably not. Well, after a lot of pushing, shoving, chewing on, because remember, I haven't got a clue what I need to take apart to get what I need out. No idea. I've never worked on a washing machine before in my life. So plan was, put it back in, put the screws back in. I've left the hoses at the back disconnected. And we have our front panel out finally. This is it here. What a chew on to get this out. Now we can see better to get this out. And maybe the tray might slot out from the front. I don't know, I haven't tried that yet. So I don't get soap powder over everything. I mean, there's obviously something wrong with this board. If I can get it out, I can get it back. If I can't find anything wrong, then we can at least go online or ring up the parts people and say we need a new board, or at least find out how much one is. The wash machine is knackered anyway until you get it fixed. So we've got nothing to lose, only time, because obviously as my clothes become dirty and need washing, we're going to be struggling a bit. So that's where we are at the minute. This is taking a lot more than I thought. I thought it'd just be a simple, easy fix. And this is a nightmare. And I've managed to gouge out a big chunk of skin out of the top of my, well, the shaft part of my thumb. You know. Yep. So all this just to get this damn board out, and I bet the biggest part on here will be a chip, and that'll be it. No idea. I don't even know what we're going to come against or nothing. It's just pull it apart, look, see what we can do, take it one stage at a time. I repeat, I have never removed one of these panels before. I've tried to replace a drum before because a bearing went. Never again. If a bearing goes in a washing machine, get a new washing machine, because you cannot change the drum. You do not have the facilities or tools to maneuver something so heavy around to replace the drum, the main part of the washing machine. Anything happens to that, don't even bother trying. I bought a new drum for my other washing machine. It cost £100 for the drum, and I had that many screws and things left over after I put it back together again. I never turned it on, I never tried it. The drum never got used. Then I got flooded, and then got a new washing machine, because it would have been knackered anyway, because the water was halfway up the door. Right, so what I want to do now is see if we can get the tray out so we're not covering ourselves in soap, or wash the tray so we don't get covered in soap, one of the two, and get this panel out of this front. Okie doke. Right. I'm really... sorry, I can't do that. I can't hold it. I need to hold the light up. Let's try it this way around. Right, see that chip on the end? It's got wet on one side. Now I'm hoping that it is just moisture. That's the cause. And there's a bit down there, moisture. I don't know if that's spray switch cleaner or not. But that looks to me like the chip responsible for the control of the buttons, which is what we got the issue with. This here will probably be the controller. All surface mounted parts. So let's see if we can get this board out of this plastic housing. See what it looks like on the other side. Yes, I've got some moisture out of this. Not sure if it's cleaner or not, but what I have found is a damaged track. Do you see it? Trying to get that. So what we're going to do is we're going to glue it back, and then I'm going to have to solder a jumper wire across. I've got fine wire, luckily. I've only had it a few weeks, so we need to do repair. This is why you have to check everything. I mean, that socket that was stuck to that would not come apart. I tried everything and would not come apart, and obviously we've damaged it. So it's a good job we did take it apart. If it doesn't work when we get it back together again, then it looks like a new board. At least we know now we can get the board out. Of course the question is, how much is a board? I suppose we could ring up and find out if they're available and how much they are. But they won't be cheap, I should think. Okie dokie, that's the plan so far.